Hi, well, welcome to my YouTube page. Today, what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to go over a problem from your homework. Last night, today is September 9th, 2013, and I'm going to cover just problem number 1 from your homework about transformations. Now, this is a composite of transformations, so it would be a good idea if you had your homework out in front of you, as I'm going to go over it since I can't put your homework on the screen here, but I'll read you what the problem 1 is just asking you to do. So it says, the coordinates of the vertices of the parallelogram ABCD are A is at negative 3, 2. So let's graph that point or plot that point. So I go to negative 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, and I'll put a point. So that's going to be point A, and I'll label that point A. B is at 2, 5, 1, 2, and then up 5. So B is going to be right here, and I'll label that B. C is 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. This would be C. And D is negative 2, negative 1. So negative 1, 2, negative 1. And this would be point D. And I will connect these lines here the best I possibly can. It's hard to kind of draw these with the mouse. Boom. Boom. Okay. So after I have those labeled, it says state the coordinates of the vertices of the parallelogram A double prime, B double prime, C double prime, and D double prime that result from the transformation of a composite that says rotate across the y-axis and then, or no, I'm sorry, reflect across the y-axis and then translate to negative 3. So it says rotate across the y-axis with a composite of a transformation around to negative 3. So as you know, we read from right to left. So the very first thing I do is I'm going to translate each point to negative 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and I'll put a point down right here. Boom. That's B prime. C, I go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and I put a point. This point would be C prime. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, I put a point. This point would be A prime, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This point would be D prime. Connecting my new picture here, which is, I know it's pretty close to my image. Boom. There's where I get after my first translation to negative 3. Well, after that's finished, now I'm going to rotate across the y-axis. I'll pick a different color. We'll pick red. So first thing I need to do is identify my y-axis, which is my vertical axis right here. So I need to count the distance from each point to my y-axis. Well, let's start with B prime. B is 1, 2, 3, 4 units away, so I go 4 more units away. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I label that point B double prime. A is 1 point away, 1 point away, and I label that A double prime. D is right on the y-axis, so that point will also stay the same. This would also be D double prime. And C is 5 units away, so I go 5 more units away. I know it's 5 units away because each vertical and horizontal line, that's a more solid blue, is 5. So this would be C double prime. Connecting these points now, I have a reflection of parallelogram A prime, B prime, C prime, and D prime. So then off to the side it says be sure to label these coordinates. I'm sure you could take care of all those yourself. So off to the side, maybe underneath, just write down the coordinates of A double prime, B double prime, C double prime, and last but not least, D double prime. Okay, thank you for watching. If you have any more questions, please bring those in tomorrow so we can take care of that. Okay, thanks. Have a good evening.